better. I've spent so long on certain projects that I shouldn't have taken so long on, but it's just purely because I didn't know. I didn't know what I was doing. Have you ever been told before?
No.
You're the brakes, okay?
I'm the brakes.
You're the brakes. It can very quickly turn south. 4 weeks of no revenue. You guys happy?
Yeah.
You're happy?
Yeah, pretty happy.
Looks good. Well done. Helping people who take away stuff from the videos, because a lot of people do, and a lot of people have said how much they enjoy it and they see value in what we're sharing. So, good morning, sir.
Hi, how's it going?
No bad, you?
Good. We're just in Toronto. Send.
Okay, buddy. Bye bye.
Bye.
It's Wednesday. We are in Inverness again. I'm just on my way to Jewson's to get some sandstone. They are going to be delivering later this morning, but the guys are there ready, getting set up, and I don't want them to be kind of waiting around. So we've got 2 bulk bags getting delivered of sand, sharp sand. They've already got some sharp sand there. They are going to go and get set up with the mixer and everything. I'll grab some slabs, get them round there, and then, yeah, we can get them going. And then when the rest of the sand turns up, then that'll be fine. So, impressive yard they've got here. How you getting on? No bad, thanks. I've got about 22
calibrated slabs.
Yes, that's me. So, pickup is actually getting put to work. I'm going to put the slabs in the back of here. It should fit. Can you get it on the tip of your forks? That's fine, perfect. There's no show pony anymore. Is it worth just getting them round there?
Probably get them right round.
So if he hands them down to us, we'll shuttle them back and forth. Right, I'm gonna get out of your hair. Happy enough? Probably gonna head back towards Tom Towel. But again, please just keep the slabs clean. Keep cleaning as you go. We're in Sugar, great little cafe here in Inverness. Currently waiting for Travis to arrive. Got a little business proposition for him, so now we're just getting something to eat. So with a shortage of staff in the industry, we have called on Travis to give us a hand.
Out and work experience with Morrison Lawn Landscape today. So if you are thinking to sell in 2025, not only will I get the best result for your house, but I can also do your garden for you as well.
So we're throwing the digger on to take it out to the job that Damien and the guys are at. Find it?
No, I can't find it.
I don't know how close this is, but he's lost his microphone.
Oh, got it.
Good job, bro.
Thank you.
I don't want to bury the bottom of the board, so we're going to have to maybe try and find a happy medium. I ideally only want it to come into here, but if we can't make the fence high enough because of the ground, we're going to have to maybe do something. So I'll take a digger in and see what like. that thumb on the digger from JB Equipment is probably the best thing I've ever bought. It makes that thing just so much more versatile. What would have took a couple of guys maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes. It took me 2 minutes with a digger just to throw something over there. The ability to pick up is great. But I didn't get all of them. There becomes a point when you're in the digger trying to pick up one bit of wood and it would have been quicker to come out and throw it. So we've not long just left the guys back at the job, stopped for this lovely view that I tend to stop at every time because it just blows my mind. Now I know I touched on this yesterday, but it hasn't been the greatest start to the year. Obviously, like I say, we've almost had like 4 weeks of no revenue and that can be quite scary. I just want to make sure that people know that it isn't all what it seems. It's so easy to portray stuff on social media and Instagram and show the best side of your business, but 9 times out of 10 when you look into it, it really isn't the case. I'm very grateful this week that we can get back on track and get going with jobs again. The guys are performing really well. So we're finally finding our feet again back in January, but it hasn't been easy for my own mental health, but just also the business in general. Like I say, when you've got weather like this and the sun's out and things are going well, it's important to remember because it's not always like this and it can very quickly turn south. But it's just about getting your head down and cracking on. I don't want to pretend that I'm some sort of mega businessman that's got it all sorted out. Yes, we are doing all right, but the whole point of this channel and sharing my story and journey on social media is to show the ins and outs of what it actually takes for me to grow my business. I'm not telling anyone how to do things, I'm just showing you what's worked for me and what isn't working for me, and sharing the wins but also the struggles along the way, because it's so easy to paint a picture from an outside perspective about how easy it is to run a business and all the nice things, the nice Jeeps. I absolutely love this thing, and from an outside perspective it looks like he's doing really good. Yes, I've got a nice new Jeep, but it doesn't mean that everything else is absolutely smooth sailing. I just wanted to clarify that because it's easy to get caught up in all the bull really on social media. It isn't all what it seems, so just be mindful of that. Celebrate the wins, but also just be cautious of what it actually takes to get there, because a lot of people, they want what you've got but they don't want to go through the stuff you've had to go through to get there. Cool, well it's approaching the end of the day now. Kyle and Mike are getting on fine up at the patio. I don't think they're going to quite get it finished today, but they won't be far away. All we'd have to do up there then is just finish it off, do the jointing, and yeah, just get a general tidy up, get tools away. Hopefully try and get the majority of that wrapped up tomorrow. Kind of pressing on with that job back in Tom and Towel, which Damien is doing a really good job of taking charge of that, so it's really good to see. I've been pretty proactive the last couple of days and we've got some good little jobs in the pipeline, following up with clients and yeah, getting jobs booked in. So yeah, it's going good. I'm just hoping the weather stays what it's doing. I know these good things don't last forever, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get another dump of snow, but yeah, I'm just kind of enjoying it while I can and we'll just take it as it comes. So that's it for Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow. Hello there, good morning. It is. It's Thursday already, which is kind of crazy. All the teams have left the yard. We are at the job site by now. Yeah, they'll be definitely at the job site just now. Kyle and Mike are back up to the patio and we've actually got Alex, Tommy, Ed and Damien out of this fence today, so they won't be out there all day. They're just going to go and get some posts in, break out the concrete ramp, and then we actually have another fence we might go and start. A fence that hasn't been up for maybe 2 years, however they put the posts too close to the drop in the ground. There's like basically like a little bank, cliff sort of type thing, and they put the posts way too close to that and the fence is pushed over, so what we're going to have to do is step the fence back half a metre or so. Bit of a shame because, like I say, there's nothing wrong with the rest of the fence, it's just not standing fully upright. So we got the go ahead for that yesterday, which is good. So yeah, been on the ball lately, just trying to get on top of things and get quotes out, get quotes accepted, get them in the diary. We are busy, but there's sometimes jobs that you can almost prioritise rather than having to go through the list of black and white of, like, you know, you got in first, so we'll go and do your job first. Not necessarily the case, because if you've got like a few days spare somewhere, or you've got a team that is spare, then you can go and get them to start on the smaller jobs rather than, you know, big projects that take forever to complete. So it's just kind of juggling it all, managing cash flow. These jobs are also good for cash flow because if you can knock them out within a couple of days, get the bill in, and then yeah, money in the bank. So like I mentioned yesterday, or I think I mentioned it in the video, but yeah, January, I know I sound like a broken record, our tax bill is at the end of the month. We hadn't completed our tax return until January. Of course, this is for last year. This is for 23-4, and I mentioned previously in the vlog about getting a mortgage and how I want to get a mortgage at some point, whether it's this year or next year. It depends how I am fixed financially, but I also have to take the hit on paying the tax. Only apply so much capital allowance to my books so that yeah, we're showing more of a profit. So you've got to kind of speculate to accumulate when it comes to that. So basically you've got this tax return in now for last year, and then come April, if we get the tax return done sooner and I'm in a position to go and pay the tax that I need to pay, then basically I'll have 2 years of semi-decent books. Obviously they take an average of your income. It's very hard for self-employed people to get a mortgage. Pretty much everyone that works for me would have more luck getting a mortgage than I would, because they've got a guaranteed income, blah blah blah. So yeah, just another thing to navigate. I obviously don't want to stretch myself too far. It's not my main priority right now, but it's definitely what I basically want to do, is just be ready for if something comes up, a house that comes up, I have the money there for deposit, what have you. I don't want to be going like, all right, can I get a mortgage now? I want that to sort of be ready. You kind of want to be prepared for it, so if the right opportunity comes up, you're not chasing your tail and almost letting yourself down when you can't get it. So yeah, a lot to kind of think about, but just kind of getting the head down, cracking on with it, and yeah, we'll get there. I'm actually on my way out to deliver some staves. A client asked for a pallet of staves that we had left over, and we're going out to deliver that just now. Whiskey staves, by the way, they're what come from the barrels of, you know, whiskey barrels. Well, once you break them apart, they're solid oak, really good burning. We used to do quite a lot of firewood with that, but we haven't in recent years. Well, we haven't this year or last year, because the logistics of picking up the staves, bringing them back, cutting them, etc. It wasn't quite as straightforward as we'd like it to be, but they were good selling point. We've had 2 Arctic loads of pallets come back that we used to just cut with a chop saw into bulk bags and sell, and they're really hot burning, solid oak, and they smell amazing when you burn them as well. So they were quite a hot selling point. So it's very, especially on the firewood front, it's very disheartening when people come and ask you for firewood and you just can't deliver, you just don't have the wood there in stock. It's something I really want to try and get on top of, but it's difficult because we're not a firewood business and it's just a sideline. Then it's hard to almost make the time. You think it's like a rainy day or a bad weather job to go and cut firewood, but the logistics of getting it all set up and making it work and making it efficient isn't as straightforward as just going, right, oh, it's snowing today, let's go and cut firewood. You've kind of got all set up and everything. And if I had more space in the yard and a designated place to do it, then I would be more set up. I would have probably a cover to have the processor underneath it. And so just so it is literally the case of, like, we're going to do firewood, it's all set up, ready to go, throw the logs in and start processing. So yeah, all these little things to navigate, and that's a big lorry. Not really big, but it's a narrow road. So yeah, all these things I need to just get on top of, and, you know, stop saying I'll do it. Because really, there's wood there that we cut just at the end of Christmas there, and if we get that split and let it air dry throughout the year, throughout the summer, the chances are of it being ready once it's split and in cages, hopefully it would be dry. I don't know how long specific woods take. But we've got quite a bit of hardwood there that we process from a job, and it would be good to get them split and just have a stock of stuff so we're not chasing our tail come the winter time. Even the autumn, we had 30 something cages of wood, naively thinking, oh, that's a good stock, but the demand we had was pretty wild, so come like November time, October, November time, we didn't have any wood left, so yeah, definitely need to get on top of that and create a bit of stock. But again, I'm rambling, let's go and deliver this wood. Right, we're back in the yard, just getting some posts loaded up for another job. Ed spent a bit of time in the yard towards the end of last year wrapping all these posts. If you didn't know already, we spoke about it in previous videos, but we wrap our posts in these post saver sleeves, and they're basically a bitumen wrap that protect this collar or this element of the post rotting, because this is usually where the post rots. So the posts will go into the ground up to this point here, and it's got a plastic bitumen sleeve that protects it from water, moisture, fungi, just the soil touching it, and then it eventually starts to rot, because these are treated, but over time they do like to rot. That's a 3 metre one. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's a little bit colder than it was yesterday. Still not complaining because it's not snowing. It's strangely mild. 3, 6, 9, 12. That should be enough. Throw another one just in case. Cool. Should be relatively everything we need. So as I mentioned, the guys are just going to be out of that job to get that post in, which they should be doing right now. And once they're done there, they're going to pack up and we're going to head through to Carbridge and get another job going. So I thought I'd come back, get the post loaded up. Need to grab some postcrete from MKM, so I'll head through and do that. It just means that they can go straight to the job and not have to worry about coming and picking up materials, and hopefully try and get the fence down and the holes dug. So we're getting some material at MKM here, getting rails, boards and postcrete, because the posts are already at the job. So great thing about a 12-foot trailer, you can get the rails in the full length. You busy just now? Plenty on. Tell you what, I'm sweating. It is absolutely roasting in there. So we're loaded up. The door's open. Who's opened my door? The door's still open. Oh, come on. That was my door the whole time. So we're just leaving MKM now. Got all the materials we need. Heading back to the job site now. Half to. The guys should hopefully have had the posts all dug and ready to get the posts in. So I had a phone call from Mike not long ago there. They are packing up and coming back. So that's good. They got all the slabs down and they're cleaning up what they can. We'll have to go back and do the jointing of the patio, and we'll probably go and do that tomorrow morning. So in the past, in the patios, in the small number of patios that we've done, we've always used a resin-based grout that you mix with water, and you they call it brushing, but it's not brushing because you've got to go through with a trowel and you've got to compact it. It's had mixed reviews in the industry because it's failed, and it's failed because it's not been installed correctly. If you just brush it in, yes, it looks like it's filled the joint. However, unless you go in and pack it with a pointing trowel and pack it in and really make sure it's all compressed, then it will break out and it'll fail. But even still, with us installing it, it isn't the greatest. It kind of discolors a little bit. If your bed isn't permeable, so your cement bed that you lay your slabs on, if it isn't a permeable base, which means the water can draw through the cement even when it's set, if it's not a permeable mix, then the water will sit in the joints and it will then start to fail. The easy grout will start to fail. So we've never used flow point. Now, for those in the industry, you'll know what flow point is. However, we've never used it. Flow point is like a slurry based sort of, I say slurry based, it is almost like a liquid that you mix up and you pour in the patio and you like squeegee or brush it into the joints, and it's had really good reviews. It's not permeable, so it means the water will run off with the rest of the patio. It won't just fall into the joins. The thing with that though is you've got to be careful that you catch it at the right time. As soon as it starts to go finger dry in the joints, from my understanding, you then have to take a pressure washer or a sponge, but a pressure washer would be easier, and clean off the rest of the residue, because if it sticks to the patio and you don't catch it in time, if you catch it on a hot day, it can go wrong. But we're just going to have to brave it. Obviously these things work. If you're just vigilant with it and do it right, everything should be fine. And this is a better solution for the customer, and also makes sure that we are upholding the job to a high standard and not producing something that's going to fail. So yeah, food for thought. We don't really do much hard landscaping in terms of the patios, because the hard landscaping is something that I am learning as I go. I've not served time with someone under them, learning about the trade and learning about what is really quite a complex skill. Laying patios, getting all your correct falls. The landscaping industry is such an underrated industry, and because it's not governed by like a body, there's no like standard to uphold. Joiners, for example, you have to become a joiner, you have to pass a skills test, you have to go through an apprenticeship to become a joiner, and then there's building control and all this sort of stuff involved. With landscaping, anyone can go in a van and say, all right, we can lay patios. There's not many accreditations or anything like that. Not any accreditations that customers really look for and go, yeah, because you're registered with them as a professional landscape. I know there's the APL, the Association of Professional Landscapers, but most customers don't really know anything about that and don't look for that. Whereas if they're looking for a builder, they might look for someone who's got more accreditations. So yeah, what I'm trying to say, without rambling on too much, which I know I do, is, like I say, landscaping is such a complex trade, and there's a lot that goes into it. You've got your drainage, you've got your falls, correct falls, different levels, everything, and there's a lot to go wrong. I really care about the quality of the work that we put out, so it can become frustrating when you're trying to do something that you haven't really done before. All the pressure is on you. You're trying to like make it up as you go, and when I mean make it up, you're trying to learn and try new things whilst also having a paying customer on the receiving end of this project, and it can be quite stressful. And sometimes if the responsibility is not wholly on you, you can have a clear mindset and you can work things out better. I've spent so long on certain projects that I shouldn't have taken so long on, but it's just purely because I didn't know what I was doing. And that doesn't mean I never finished the job properly. I didn't know what I was doing, but I cared about what I was doing, so I made sure by the end of it, it was how it was meant to be. I really admire the people that go, yeah, I'll give it a go. And a lot of these people sort of do it and they make a bit of a buckshy job of it, but I'm very kind of cautious about things like that. If it's something we're not fully confident in doing, then most of the times I don't take it on, unless it's something that can, I feel like, yeah, we can manage that. And maybe I need to take more risk in terms of doing that. I would ideally like to employ staff that kind of know what they're doing. Mike had laboured for a builder, so he has a rough idea of what he's doing with laying the patio, falls, everything. So I've kind of let him get on with that job up there. And him and Kyle have done fine as far as I'm aware. Obviously with Sandstone, you're working with, calibrated slabs. They're always kind of 5 mil out here, there. And they're also riven, so that means that the top is just like a natural texture. They're not flat, they're not smooth. So you've got to work out that. It's like a rustic approach. So it's not even a big patio, so I just thought, you know what, you guys crack on with that. I'm not going to get involved too much. Damien, credit to him, he has been doing really well with the last fence in Tom and Towel there, and also this fence. He's kind of taking charge of it and delegating the guys and getting them going between himself and Ed. And Tommy hasn't done too much fencing. He's been with us the shortest length of time. Alex has done a wee bit now, but it takes a lot of repetition and time in the seat to learn these things and make it sort of common to you. For me, it took quite a while because I was learning as I went, and then like I say, you've also got the pressure of the customer there as well. So I need to reverse in here. Oh, the sun. See, put it down. Okay, just to get low enough, so you're not having to, squat down and put it back. Like that. See? Or have little resistance. Have your hand put it top and don't go anywhere. Make it lower, lower. There you go. Much easier as that.
Easier.
Got a duty of care for the younger generation to teach them how to do things properly. Because I was once there and I lifted them like that.
Oh, like that?
Yeah, pretty much. Winning.
Getting there.
Getting there. So obviously keep an eye on the posts to make sure they're the right height and that. Not too low. They look pretty. Uh-oh. Fans playing up again. Right, folks, it is Friday. Bit of a slow start this morning. Trying to get everything sorted out. Juggling out who's going where. The van that was fixed has decided not to start again. So we had everything sorted, we were just about to leave, and now we've got to change all the vans over. So Kyle's going to take the broken van, because it was running a little bit, but not very well, and we've just got a little local job to go to, so hopefully it gets them there. It's like a 2-minute drive. Mike, Tommy are going up to Inverness. Alex, Damien and Ed are going to Carbridge to crack on with the fencing. So, yeah, just trying to juggle all that this morning. There's always something. Oh yeah, struggling to think. Takes a bit of working out about what people can do and where they can go, their strengths, etc. Managing people isn't easy, for sure. When you've got a few like key people, you need to try and divide them up so you can then put the guys that are like maybe less experienced, don't really know the crack, or the labourers, they can go with them. And you've got people that can't drive as well, so you've got to work out the logistics of that. Something I'm still trying to navigate to make it a little bit smoother, rather than coming in and going, right, well, you go with him, you go with him. In fact, no, you don't go with him, you go with him. It's an organisation thing, but when you're juggling like 2-3 different jobs, it's quite hard to then try and keep track of where you are. People are going to be off this day, that day. Yeah, it's just a lot of working out to do and making it right. So like coming in and making decisions on the spot is quite difficult. And like the whole last night, I was thinking about where am I going to put them, where am I going to put that team, you know, stuff like that. Right, is that you two good to go?
Yeah.
Right, I'll take you up and we'll show you the cat. Oh. Just sorted the guys out at the job. They're going to be digging out for a little sleeper bed, and we'll probably start that next week. Well, we've started it now, but if they can dig out the trench for the... Basically going to be concreting sleepers then vertically to create a raised bed. So they're going to start that. Just going to go through to the fence just now to make sure Damien and Ed have what they need, and then heading up to Inverness to do the flow point on the patio, which will be interesting. So, this on site now, the posts are all in last night. Damien's just marking the top rail. So the way we determine where our fence is going to go in the heights, you've got to work with the ground. So we get our top line up on either end, and then we go along, and if I sit that board on the ground and it's 20mm below the line, it means if I've got bring that up to the line, it's going to be a 20mm gap at the bottom. So that means there's enough of a gap at the bottom. So then we just go along, work it out. So it means that we're not going to hit the ground anywhere. Getting pretty close there, but and then it evens back out, and then you've got a bigger gap. So it means there's a gap at the bottom. And ideally you want as straight lines as possible. So we've got one line going down, and then it pivots from that point and then goes straight along, just following the ground. But the head fencer knows what he's doing. Got to give confidence to the people, to the customers in the camera.
I'm confident. Just off camera.
Just off camera. So you can see here why the old fence failed, because it was right on the boundary. They put this stuff in to try and pack it up, but it just didn't work. And again, I think the fence would have been fine if they just put the posts in a little bit deeper, got bigger posts and put them in deeper into the ground. But yeah, so we've decided just to be safe, step the whole thing back into the garden. So they're losing a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. So we'll put a return on the fence there, back up here, and then try and match it into the rest of the fence. Right, so just heading up to the patio now. The guys are getting on fine here. Just been off the phone to Mike, I thought it would be quite easy to get flow point here, but we've phoned around all the merchants and none of them stock it. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the Aspect, the Easy Grout stuff, because we've used that before and it is quite good. And thankfully Mike's made his cement bed in a 6-to-1 weak mix, so it should be permeable enough. And to those who don't know what I'm talking about with the patio grouting, I do apologise, but to those who do lay patios and sandstone, porcelain and all that, it's a very much talked about thing in the industry. What's the correct sort of method to use? Traditional pointing is still probably one of the best if it's done properly, but it is very time consuming. And why not use new products and, I wouldn't say technology, but innovation to speed up the process as long as it still has the quality. To be honest, I don't really like the look of the traditional pointing unless you colorise it to suit the patio, to suit the colour of the slab. But with these products, these brush-in products, you can get different colours. So we've chosen to get a buff colour, which is quite a nice light colour, which will go well with the rest of the patio. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Mike and Tommy won't be far away from the job now, and then they'll start getting the rest of the stuff cleaned up. The sand away, there's a remaining bulk bag of sand, gravel to go around the border of the patio, do the grouting, and then that's us done. So yeah, vehicles, let's talk vehicles. Now, when I first started, I got a van, and I've had multiple vans since then. However, we've came away from them purely because for like the grass cutting and everything, which we used to primarily do, the open top vehicles seem to be so much better. When I had the van and I had the transit tipper, we used to use the transit tipper all the time to do the grass cutting maintenance rounds, and you could just throw the stuff in the bed, drive off, blah blah blah, and it was easy. Then we got the beaver tails, which was quite a game changer. The beaver tails allow you to drive up onto the back of the vehicles without the need of a trailer, which made things a lot more efficient, compact, and some of the roads around here aren't that great. They're quite narrow country lanes, so that definitely helped a lot. But because we're diversifying quite a bit into the landscaping side of things, it's not always ideal having tools and everything on the back, getting exposed to the weather and everything. We've got the crafter, which has the shelves kitted out in the back seats. The back seats were removed and we kitted out the shelves. That was in an earlier episode. But again, trying to get all the tools in there is quite difficult. So we are looking possibly towards getting a van designated for the landscaping setup, because more often than not, you're having to grab everything you need and get them into a vehicle. Whereas it would be nice if you just had everything landscape related, garden related, fencing related in a van. Maybe not as far as a mixer, but like whacker plate, still saw, all your fencing material, traffic police, string lines, squares, levels, everything, just everything you need in the van. It stays in the van and it's dry, it's safe. Now that sounds pretty obvious because I know a lot of the industry do use vans. However, we somehow have just came away from them, and it seems to have worked fine. The open top vehicles are very versatile, very all-round sort of vehicles, and yeah, I guess we just haven't really missed one so much. Because we also don't have vehicles that are designated for each task. It's like, although the beaver tails were bought with the intention of putting mowers onto the back of them, we use them all the time for picking up materials and just a variety of things. So it is a good all-round vehicle. But because we're doing more sort of landscaping stuff, it would be nice to have a van, designated for that, especially if we sort of go into the sort of division type work, landscaping, grounds maintenance, trees, whatever. Now if you had full-on work for 3 teams doing each thing, one team doing landscaping, one doing grounds maintenance, one doing tree work, then yes, you can maybe have designated vehicles, but right now it would be silly to try and get a designated vehicle that doesn't do anything else but the sector that it's a sort of applied to. Well, we can't use the landscaping van and the tree work because it's not tree work related. This doesn't really make sense right now. So our vehicles need to be versatile. They need to be, adaptable, right? We can throw the fencing tools in one day and then we can throw the hedge trimming tools in the next day. Just kind of the way it goes. But it also does mean it's sometimes difficult to to organise things and keep things in certain vehicles, mix and match. Oh, where's that tool? Oh, it's in the other vehicle. You know, it's just trying to organise that. So yeah, I know I'm totally rambling on here, but I hope you can kind of make sense. I don't feel quite with it today. I have had a coffee, but yeah, I just do kind of feel a bit spaced out, so I am rambling. But the vans that we're potentially looking at, and not anytime soon, I might add, but maybe later on this year, we'll see how it goes. The Maxis Deliver 9 is the model, Deliver 9, and they're basically like a knockoff of the Transit. The really attractive thing is the price tag. For a brand new Maxis Deliver 9 with, I think it had like Apple CarPlay, rear reversing camera, 6-speed box, all the bells and whistles. It was also like a medium wheelbase, medium roof van. It was like 18 grand plus the VAT. For a brand new van, 18k, brand new. And with that you get 5 years warranty and 125,000 miles. What's the crack there? Why is nobody... I do see a lot of them on the road now that I've kind of been looking, but you think that people will be jumping on them. Now let's be real, the quality probably reflects the price, just as it is the way it is, as opposed to buying a Volkswagen Crafter. So you could buy that, or you could buy a Transit, which is probably circa 30, high 30s, 40 grand, depending on what model you get. Volkswagen Crafter again, probably high 30s, 40 grand. So you can nearly buy two Maxis vans for the price of one. Now I do really like the Volkswagen vans. Our Volkswagen Crafter is a pleasure to drive. It's a really nice looking van as well. It looks great. But when you've got that price difference, it just seems so much less appealing to buy, especially if it's not your vehicle and you're not the one that's going to be driving it. The guys are going to be driving it, the team are going to be driving it. Let's be real, it's probably not going to be looked after as much as your van would be looked after. So yeah, been kind of looking into them quite a bit, and if we do go for a van, it most likely will be one of those. But we'll see, time will tell. Anyway, we'll go and get this job wrapped up today, which will be good. We're about to rescue someone. You got a towing eye? Check your glove box or your... Have you ever been towed before?
No.
You're the brakes, okay?
I'm the brake.
You're the brakes, so you've got to slow me down because otherwise you'll go into the back of me.
Yeah.
So it's when we come to the end of this roundabout, I'll take you left,
Yeah,
and I'll indicate and we'll find somewhere just to get you off the road.
Thank you very much.
Right, jump in, put it in neutral, or just turn the key so your steering doesn't lock. You'll be fine. Poor guy in a Ford Fiesta. He's never been towed before. Just trying to tell him that he is the brakes. He really is being the brakes right now. Good lad. He's keeping the tension on. Great having the camera, because you can turn the camera on and you can see the rope to make sure it still stays tight. So now he's in this car park, he's off the road and he can get recovered. God, that's my good deed done for the day. There you go, fella. Have you got someone you can phone to recover you or that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that sorted at the moment.
Yeah, that's fine. At least you're off the road. Yeah, have a good day, mate. Cheers. Most people just drive past and don't help, but I know what it's like to be stranded in that position, and on a busy road. Fair enough, it's not fast traffic, but hopefully he passes on the favour and helps someone else out today. Mike and Kyle have done a good job of this. We're done. Patio was in, jointed, finished. Everything's rinsed down. Sleeper beds been washed down again because it was really muddy, as you can see. We did try and protect the grass as much as we could, but there's only so much you can do, especially in the middle of winter, and the grass wasn't the greatest anyway. So come the springtime it'll kick back off. But yeah, nice little simple solution to what was just a plain back garden. We started that job in pretty challenging conditions at the start of last week, which you would have seen in this video. To be honest with you, I haven't really had much input on the job. Yeah, it's safe to say the guys have pretty much taken it in their stride and done it. There's little things that we would have maybe done differently, changed, but the job's fine, it's finished, it looks good. We'll just take that learning on to the next one, because like I say, we haven't done much patios before. Unless you're doing it frequently, it's quite difficult to master and just get like absolutely comfortable with it. Yeah, I think that one's finished off pretty well. Just a small, simple, basic patio. A couple of raised planters for her to plant up for the kids as well to work on, and yeah, it'll make much more use of her garden this summer. I'd like to thank the client, if she ever watches this, for being so patient with us. She has been waiting for a while for us to be available to come and do it for her, and yeah, we've now finished, and she now has a garden for summer, which I had promised. So that is always good. You guys happy?
Yeah.
We're happy.
Yeah, pretty happy with the way it
Looks
went
good. Well done. When's the last time you gave someone the knuckles, Ed?
not that long.
Right then, folks. Reflecting on the week, we have had, I'm actually pretty happy with how the week has turned out. I think how I feel now compared to how I felt at the start of the week, I definitely feel a lot better. We made some great progress this week. The guys worked really well, and yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with how things kind of turned out. Now, I take that with a pinch of salt, because next week could be a complete disaster, but we're going to go into next week with our heads held high, hopefully no snow on the ground, and yeah, carry on the momentum from this week. I'd like to put a big shout out there for the team who have came on leaps and bounds and worked under their sort of own initiative, which they always usually do anyway, but I feel like I've had to have less input. I am getting a little bit better at letting go and delegating and empowering the staff. So I'm definitely grateful for the little team we've got here. So, and I hope they're getting enjoyment out of having, more responsibility and not just being told what to do and sort of making decisions for themselves, etc. So yeah, that's probably be my biggest takeaway from the week thus far. Like I say, next week could be a complete disaster, but yeah, we're going to go into next week with a good mentality and try and carry on this momentum, because we have been very lucky with the weather, and I am taking that wholeheartedly for granted, because it could dump snow tomorrow. But yeah, we've just got to struggle on. So it's been a pretty good video. What a bang we've made for the first week back, and I hope you have enjoyed. I've certainly enjoyed filming it, documenting it, and getting Enrico out to do some filming too. We've got some pretty cool footage, and yeah, long may it continue. So thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It helps us immensely, more than you could ever know. Also, leaving your feedback in the comments, what you liked about the video, what you maybe didn't like, any questions that I can try and answer. Yeah, it's just nice to get feedback and know that people are actually taking stuff away from the video. So get into the comments and fire down your thoughts. And yeah, of course, put the thumbs up. You need to put the thumbs up. A lot of you don't, and a lot of you aren't subscribed. Did you know the statistics of people subscribed to the channel is nearly 50%? 50% of the people that watch the videos aren't subscribed. So if you have an account, just log in, hit the subscribe button, and if you watch us regularly, you can put the notification bell on, and then that'll let you know when we have uploaded, which is usually on a Sunday. So hopefully going to try and keep the momentum of the videos this year. We did just kind of struggle a little bit last year, but towards the end we got to grips with it, just ironing out little bugs and issues. But yeah, a lot of effort goes into these videos, and it is costing me to put these videos out on a weekly basis in time and money, but I want to do this. I like sharing my journey and helping people who take away stuff from the videos, because a lot of people do, and a lot of people have said how much they enjoy it, and they see value in what we're sharing. So yeah, that's why I do it. So again, if you've been watching up till now, if you're new to the channel, thank you very much, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.